All right, welcome back to the latest episode of Under the Arch podcast. This is a very, very special issue. We have got business to talk about. First of all, we're all in Nikes today, we're all on brand. Unfortunately, the government are not.
No.
Let's talk Article 13.
Yes! Oh, that's beautiful. That's
Let's
sweet,
get
man.
into it.
That's sweet. All right, so Article 13 and 11, which have now been rebranded to Article 15 and 17.
Because they had to amend it.
They've amended it further.
Yep.
Basically, it's the brand new laws on copyright that, like, 20 years in the making. So they want to put, like, more restrictions on copyright, like give musicians and news the ability to monetize their stuff more often. So basically, it kills meme culture. It basically kills meme culture. So the first one is a directive on news. So it says that it's link tax. So any hyperlinks you put into Twitter, into Instagram, with links to BBC, for example, whatever, you get taxed.
Wow.
You get taxed.
So, and it's not us, it's the platform.
Which would then, I guess, trickle down to us eventually.
Yeah. In some
No, yeah, it will trickle down to us in the sense that, so Google are saying that if this is going to happen, Google News is dead. Because all their things is links. They don't.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds fair.
No loss there.
So yeah, so that's an example. So say you search something in Google and you got like your searches and stuff.
Yeah.
Link tax hits there. It hits in every possible way.
Right.
So like you put a link, so Twitter, you put a news link. Twitter gets attacked. You gotta pay a tax. You can't transfer information the way you used to.
Fair, but I don't understand. Like, so how does the taxation work? Like, is there like a set?
So there will have to be. So companies have to pay a license to the news up places to then be able to post the links. Otherwise, you get taxed per link.
Right.
That is mad.
And the only way, so from what I've heard in the video, and I'll need to like we'll discuss this again because like there's another vote coming up in May. There's a protest in May as well in London about it. Is if your platform gets less than 5 million people in terms of traffic per month, you don't get any of the none that applies to you. Now the problem is, what platform gets less than 5 million traffic a month?
None of them.
Do you know what I mean? In the 21st century, it doesn't. And the second one is the one, Article 13/17. That's the one that's causing all the hassle.
Right.
That's the one. That's just a straight like attack. Memes are dead. Like any twist. Say for example, you create a video for like I guess music. What Relentless?
Yeah.
That's what we discussed like in the last podcast. If I was to try and twist or use a song in a parody, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook get attacked for it. That's it. They get charged every time that happens.
They get charged.
So like what they have to now look to do is put in upload filters.
Right.
To stop
you from uploading actual parody videos. Wow.
So there are a lot of stuff, a lot of commentary channels, reaction channels.
Exactly, yeah.
YouTube news channels.
So essentially everything about like fair content and fair use is just thrown out the window.
Well, fair use is going anyway.
Okay.
There's been an attack on fair use since PewDiePie.
Yeah, exactly.
But like this takes it to a new level. Actually,
Yeah.
you can say this is KSI because he did that mad thing.
Yeah, he did.
he did it first.
Yeah.
Ray J. So yeah.
Even stuff like that won't be allowed anymore, would it?
No. It won't. Literally. So if you look at it, so you know in music, if you were to sample someone's music, you have to pay a charge.
Yeah.
Basically, it puts the music laws into the internet.
Yeah.
So everything's a charge. You can't just do it like that anymore. And YouTube have to pay the price. So there are a lot of articles that are talking about it in terms of the negatives and the positives. I saw the Wired one. The Wired thing is great for YouTube.
Yeah.
Which means which let's be honest, it means it's great for Google.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not great for it's just,
that's true.
Not YouTube, it's Google. And then a lot of people are attacking it. It is an attack on free speech.
Of course.
And I think the problem is that they ignored 70 plus leading tech firms before passing this law. There's also a news article that's dropped where they switched the order of the votes on the stuff. So
switched the order of the
on the amendment. So before you have, say for example, you got yes to the passing the bill and no, they switched it to no to yes. So 13 MEPs wanted to swap the votes around. There's a discussion about whether that someone wants to block Article 13. They will fail to block it by 5 votes. That also got switched around. So there's a debate that Article 13 wouldn't even be a thing right now if the thing had kept the same way.
Wow.
Raw, man.
And the thing is, this has been like in the works since 2016. It got blocked last year. Was it last year? 2017? 2017. It got blocked 2017. Yeah. They went back. They rewrote it. Like, this has been a thing. So, yeah. We are where we are. What do you guys think? I'm going to go on a rant, but I kind of want you guys to get your points out first.
It's the whole like taxation part of it that I'm just a little bit like, I don't like what are they? What is the like end goal of
the end goal is to basically watch the video that I don't know how true this will be, but if this comes off in the worst possible format, we would have more restrictions in China.
So basically, this is basically all net neutrality, isn't it? Which they try to do in the States, and it keeps getting pushed back. And they found a way in the EU to kind of leverage copyright as like the starting point.
And the thing is, if this happens in Europe and this goes through, we all know America's next.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, oh, we'll fly to the States. Not really, because they're kind of ahead of the game now, and they've wanted to do this for a while, and they now have the reason to do it. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. Freedom of speech is dead. It as of 2 years from now, if this passes in May, the UK will be part of it,
unless Brexit happens.
Well, we don't know. We don't know what kind of mess that's happening right now.
We didn't even know the state of that right now. So.
But say for example, we were to upload a video that had content from, I don't know, Pusha T, for example, and his record label blocked it. Say he's from Europe, for the sake of the example.
Right.
We'd have an option which we'd have to use to block our content to Europe.
So,
you would have
what?
Yeah, literally, because if Europe pushes this through, and the content's illegal in Europe, so you'd have to block your content to Europe.
I'd rather just delete the video.
You would rather delete the video, but that's the option you've got. So, say if you're in America right now, you'd have to use that option. Now, if the rule on content is that most of your people that see your content aren't your subscribers, and most of the people aren't from your country, then what happens to YouTube? What happens to creators?
So this falls in line with your. I mean, it's not the means you thought YouTube would die by, but effectively this is like the method.
This is the method. Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah,
not the one I wanted actually. So So we carry on.
You don't want to be right about. You don't want to be right about.
You don't want to be right about this.
No. Not at this point in time. No way.
No, not this way. I thought they would go because like of all the problems they've had and all the issues. I thought eventually the new platform would take over. I didn't think that politicians would kill it.
And trust me, man.
Man, you got people that don't even know how to log into a computer and say yes or no to laws
that they honestly probably don't fully understand.
But they understand. And the thing is, I'm not lie, it's just at this point, because it's gone through this stage, it will probably get passed in May. Because May is at the last stage, the EU leaders vote on it. They don't usually say no to stuff that passes the first stage in the High Commission. So then countries have 2 years to implement it. And that's when it becomes law. So as a protest, I don't know if that's going to make a difference because they had 5 million people petitioned against it and they still went ahead of it.
That's true.
70 of the top leading tech firms sent a letter saying don't do this. They went ahead of it.
They're really trying to like force the issue and like make this thing happen. So a protest would have to like what would have to take place?
You'd have to have a protest in every possible country involved in this situation. And they'd have to someone rock up to Strasbourg or wherever they're going to do this vote to kill this. And it would have to have, you'd have to have like hundreds of millions of people before this even is heard.
Or you do like a denial of service attack on all the important government websites and replace it with a statement that's along the lines of "We the people demand our internet back."
Yeah. Problem is who's going to do that? You need a force. You need a very strong force to do that.
Well, here's Anonymous. Anytime now.
Anonymous. That's one.
Whenever you're ready.
I've never wanted them to do anything, but yeah, guys, please jump in.
I've never been a big fan, but like now, do your thing. Like,
do your thing. Like, if you want to rule the internet, please with an iron fist.
Now is your time to claim the Iron Throne.
Like hack, docs, do what you got to do. I mean, I'm just gonna be sitting in the background watching the chaos.
Don't docs. That's too far. But everything else, yeah.
But yeah, we've got a big issue, and
Go on, do it.
Go
it.
My
Put
thing
on the
is,
shades for the shade.
Shades are off. Come on.
they're
shades
coming
gotta
off.
come on. Don't hold back.
No. I'm putting shades on, fam.
Let the ting fly in it.
Oh, Lord.
No safety.
Oh Lord, you
Big
threw
44. Let's go.
all right. So it's basically political BS, isn't it?
Yeah.
True that.
Okay, the blunt truth is, the EU want the EU to be the EU. So we all know what the end goal is that one country, one nation, one continent.
Yeah.
That's what the EU basically is. And they've been so threatened by all the little things they've had because the EU's got its problems.
Yeah.
And it's basically a dictatorship. So throughout history, they've attacked the Russians and the Chinese and the Koreans for the exact same thing. Yet the EU is going to do it, but worse.
It's true. Mad people.
Oh my days.
Think about it carefully. Like, you wouldn't be able to have a conversation on Twitter about something using links.
Yep.
Like, what happens to hashtags? No one said this yet.
That's true.
That's next.
That's true. Yeah.
Hashtags are next.
Because it falls in line, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, technically hashtags are protected under the fact that it doesn't link to a page. It would link to the social media site. But what happens next? Like, before a war happens.
oh,
Oh, we're going there.
okay.
No, before war
Come
happens,
true. Come true.
you get a set of circumstances that lead to like heavy control.
Yeah.
Right.
And then someone wants to free it. Now, the problem is that this wouldn't cause a war, it just cause major riots. I think in the next 2 years, like, if this went as far as I think it could go, you'd have riots.
Yeah.
Because imagine how many people want to, because like last year, the number one job kids wanted to be was a YouTuber.
Yep. Facts.
Yeah,
Big facts.
Yeah.
This kills the conversation.
Yeah.
This absolutely slaughters the conversation. This puts TV rules into YouTube.
Yeah.
Because news companies are scared of their futures. Music companies are scared of their futures.
Speak on it, man.
And I'm calm. Like, from a music perspective, I get it. I actually understand from the music perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
But it wasn't a music rule.
No.
It was a law made for the sake of censorship. You got fake news and biased news on TV that none of us can listen to because it's so you can just hear the bias.
Yep.
Can't watch Channel 4 no more. Like, you can hear what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's so
you can hear
obvious.
you can hear the agenda like
BBC, the
everything.
same,
right?
man.
Do you know what I mean?
Terrible.
But this kills YouTube news channels.
Yep.
And I'm not a fan of Drama Alert and those, but I think I believe in their freedoms.
Yeah.
And I don't like what's going to happen in 10 years from now if this passes.
So this stinks of like big corporations and big media like having an influence on saying, look, the little guy is like infringing on our base. We want it back.
It just stinks, period.
Yeah.
100%.
Now, I do think this is partly YouTube's fault
Of
for
course.
not managing their creators better. I think stuff like KSI stuff in 2011 when he did the whole motorboating thing, PewDiePie has multiple racist chants.
Yeah.
YouTube's being monetized for the wrong things.
But I mean, like, here's my thing, because obviously when we think about the genesis of what YouTube is it was just, upload whatever you want.
And the thing is, I am very calm with this thing coming into place if it happened 10 years ago.
Okay.
Because I think YouTube had just started.
Yeah.
I think it would have been foresight, not hindsight.
Exactly. Yeah.
It would have been used as in the right manner to protect content.
Yeah, because now,
thing
because
is,
now it's
10
like
years
so many
from
people.
now,
Go on. Yeah.
it's used as a protective measure.
Yeah.
Because some people aren't good enough to find a way to adapt to the
Exactly.
terms and conditions, and they want to keep their archaic rules in place.
Exactly.
I don't want an internet governed by music rules because quite frankly they suck.
Yeah.
That's very
So you
true.
know how many times you've seen artists attacked, and at the genesis of it,
Yep.
they own their content, and so you're trying to devalue their music to the point where they have to sell their music. You get it? Why can't Kanye buy his samples back?
You should be able to.
Yeah.
Without any doubt, you should be able to.
Because it's
get
just
it.
100%.
political BS. And I'm just
I mean, like, the one thing that should be interesting is that, in reference to the protests that are happening in May, because so many like big YouTubers could potentially be affected by this. Don't you think that they could potentially like rally their fan base and be like, look, this is happening?
they rallied before the vote? They don't.
Yeah, but you know,
And the issue is, to be completely blunt and slightly depressing, if they had no impact before the vote, they're gonna have less impact now because they're not the fans you need to rally. It's the politicians.
true.
If about the fans, nothing would happen. We'd be chilling. We'd be here sitting there. Like, look at all the content we love to laugh at. Gone.
Yeah.
We're gonna be sitting in the pub, listen to talk about sports. Going, you know what? Yeah, good game. Yeah.
Hey man, if you just looking depressing right now, man.
I guess what we could say because we're gonna go into this again.
Of course,
I feel like
we have touched on that again.
Another deep dive on this,
and I feel like we need to. See, my thing is to get a full understanding of what this is gonna do. I need someone. I want to speak to someone who was like either in the music scene or news picture before the first copyright laws came into place.
Absolutely, yeah.
To understand what this would do.
Yeah.
Because I want to know what change that caused to like content
and how people adapted to the
and then what happens now, because right now it's very like emotional and fresh, and it's like lived in the world of freedom. So now you're about to get your free speech taken away from you. And like probably first time for any of us that we having our free speech actually attacked. Yeah. But I want to know what happened 2001 when they put the new copyright laws in place to say what happens now. Because if any new law and change, you're going to get pushback. And I want to know what pushback they had the first time around. Right. Because those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Of course. And we're going to be doomed to repeat the mistakes of this time. If we don't. Because no one's learning. The last time, So I think that would be good for conversation. But we need to bring it up again in a much deeper conversation. And just see what happens. Definitely. Hopefully they actually figure out what they're going to do with Brexit. That'll be nice.
They'll get there. Either Theresa May will pull a rabbit out of the hat, or
I think she's gonna step down. I think there needs to be an election.
No, I think she'll. I believe she wants to see it through for whatever reason, and then she'll be gone.
It'll be legacy, because otherwise her entire legacy will be David Cameron's mess.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So she's digging her heels in. Those leopard kitten heels.
We did say that she'd quit after Brexit was done.
I think she said it. I think
she said it on Thursday.
Whether the Conservatives buy that or not is another story.
Well, actually, this was the closest they got to passing. Yeah. Her bill got quite was it 50? But that's the closest it's got to passing since it first came through.
Who would have thought when politicians actually do their jobs, they can actually work together? But hey,
well, they're playing political game with the country, but that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah. Can't get in. That's a long conversation still.
Nah, we'll get into that soon.
I ain't a lawyer, fam.
We'll touch on that one real soon. But anyway, listeners, thanks for tuning in. We just felt we wanted to get this off our chest. We are, politicians, they just don't. Sometimes they do, a lot of times they don't. But when you see someone like tapping an iPhone 10 screen because they haven't realized it's got Face ID and there's no more Touch ID, and they're trying to get it to unlock, that's already a sign. And you shouldn't have that. Maybe you just shouldn't be really getting involved in this kind of stuff. Absolutely. But yeah, please tune in. Check out our latest interview out with Shristi Jade, which is on our YouTube channel. Also check out our previous interviews. Our last podcast, which featured Conjura CEO and co-founder Elijah and A&R Emmanuel, and we talked a lot about branding there, so which is going to be very applicable with this new law coming in, how it's going to affect a lot of brands. Oh man, it's going to change, especially a lot of Instagram pages that live off other people's content. You guys, your days are numbered. Those meme curators, your days are numbered. Oh mate, and probably for the good of everyone. Anyway, there's an upside.
Also, please like and rate the podcast on Apple and SoundCloud. Please do. Share around. Yeah, just get some buzz going.
There you go.
# under the arch. Peace.
That's it. We're out.